Hi everyone, Abby here, and welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Now today, I'm going to be comparing the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 to the Garmin Venu 3S. I'm going to be going over the similarities and major differences between both of these smartwatches so you can figure out which one's best for you. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly and so you can help the channel grow. Today I'm going to be doing kind of an overview, differences and similarities. So if you guys are looking for more of a deep dive review, you want to learn a bit more about these smartwatches, I've done individual reviews on both of them where I've tested them out completely and give you my full thoughts on them, which you can find linked in the description below to check out when you're done watching this. So before I jump into the differences here, I'm going to give you guys some spec similarities between both these smartwatches so you can see what they have in common. So both these smartwatches do have an AMOLED color display, sleep tracking, activity tracking. They can track your steps, your heart rate. They have voice assistant. They track your stress, your calories burned. They're both water resistant up to 5 ATM or 50 meters, so you can take them in the pool, the rain, and more. And I've gone and listed a bunch more of similarities on screen for you. Now jumping into the differences today, the first difference is going to be the price. Now the Garmin Venu 3S here currently goes for $599.99 Canadian and $449.99 American. And it's the same price whether you get the Venu 3S or the Venu 3 larger version. And for the Galaxy Watch here, the price is gonna differ depending on if you get the LTE or the Bluetooth version. I do have the Bluetooth version here. For the Bluetooth version, currently at $409.99 Canadian and $299.99 American. And the LTE version is going to cost you a bit more. And these are the regular prices for these smartwatches here. But because they've been out for a bit now, being both released in 2023, they are going on sale more often now in 2024, which is fantastic. So you definitely have a good chance of catching them on sale. You know, I've seen them for like $50 off, $100 off, and even more. So that's one great thing about getting tech that's a little bit older. I wouldn't call these old because they just came out in 2023, but that's definitely a benefit there because you can save some money if you catch it on sale. So another difference between both of these would be the design. Now looking at the Samsung here, we can see that the Galaxy Watch has more of a modern design. It's bezel-less, it's definitely more low-key, and it looks nice. And with the Garmin watch here, I think it has more of a sleek design. It looks more like your traditional smartwatch, but you know, elevated a bit. And I think it looks really nice as well. I have to say I do like Garmin's colors better. You could see like a stronger gold here versus Samsung's gold really looks like a champagne in my opinion. They do come in a variety of different color options as well as different sizes. I do have the smaller versions for each because I have a small wrist. I do not want to wear huge smartwatches, so I have the 40mm Galaxy Watch and I have the Venu 3S, S stands for small. So another difference between both of these would be the battery life. Now, the Garmin Venu 3S has a quoted battery life up to 10 days as a smartwatch, while the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 40mm here has a quoted battery life up to 40 hours. Most likely, if you are going to be using your smartwatch to track activities and to do things, not just wearing it as a basic watch checking the time, you're probably not going to get that battery life. So with my usage, doing things like GPS walks, runs, taking calls, and more, I have gotten on average 17 to 18 hours of battery life with the Galaxy Watch 6 and 7 days of battery life with the Venu 3S. And that's my battery life results with the always on display off for both of these smartwatches. Now, huge difference here when it comes to battery life. One of my favorite things about Garmin is their long battery life with most of their smartwatches. So that can be definitely a big determining factor for you depending on if it bothers you or not to charge your smartwatch every day. So the next difference I've noticed between both these smartwatches is the operating system. Now with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 here, I think it has a great operating system. I find it pretty easy to use. I think the buttons we have are pretty functional when it comes to starting activities, selecting things, using shortcuts, stuff like that. And with the Venu 3S, I also think that the Garmin watch here is very easy to use, user-friendly. Buttons are also set up really nicely to do certain things, to do shortcuts. I would say that the Galaxy Watch is probably a bit easier to use if you're someone who's super new to smartwatches, just in terms of the controls there, but I think both of them have a pretty low learning curve. Now, the next difference would be voice assistant. Now, both of these have voice assistant available, but they do differ a bit because the Galaxy Watch, we have Bixby available and Bixby only. You may or may not like Bixby. I personally am not a huge fan of Bixby, but it's a voice assistant there that can get, the job done. Now with the Garmin Venu 3S, we have an option to get Siri, Bixby, or Google Assistant. So I like that we have the ability to do all three. Personally, I love my Google Assistant, and I think this is a great option for iPhone users as well because the Garmin Watch is compatible with Android and iOS, and the Galaxy Watch is compatible with just Android. And with both of them, the voice assistant, you can do various things like setting alarms, timers, calling people, texting people, stuff like that. So another difference here would be activity tracking. Now, when it comes to activity tracking, I do find that Garmin is just better. When it comes to outdoor activities with GPS, it's just more accurate in my opinion. Now, when it comes to swim tracking, I think that Samsung wins there. They have really good swim tracking, and it's probably the best I've used so far out of all my smartwatches. Garmin is made famous from the GPS technology, and the GPS in their smartwatch is fantastic. I've never had a GPS droppage issue. It connects super fast when I go outdoors within a few seconds. And it's also very reliable. Now with the Galaxy Watch, sometimes when I'm going out, it could take a bit of time to connect to the GPS. It could take a few minutes to do that, and then occasionally it will drop on me and the signal will be lost. So I just kind of end up losing a bit of data if I'm going on a walk. Now this is not something that's constant droppage, but it is something that I do notice and I find a little bit annoying. Now, both of them after a walk or a run or a bike ride outdoors, whatever, the GPS data, the route I'm looking at looks pretty spot on to what I did. When you're looking at metrics like calories burned, your heart rate zones, I think they both do a really good job at that. Honestly, I don't really see a huge difference here when it comes to your heart rate data. With Garmin, we have HRV status built in. We do not have this on the Galaxy Watch. So another difference between these smartwatches is women's health. For my women out there, you're probably gonna be using women's health. I love using that. It's a great feature to track my mood, my menstrual health as well. And Garmin just does it better than Samsung's. It's just the way it's designed, they make it a bit confusing, the way things are laid out. It's not aesthetically pleasing, and it's not as accurate when it comes to the period prediction. So I just think Garmin does a better job at women's health. So if you are a woman or buying this for maybe your girlfriend or your mom or whoever, that's something to consider. Garmin's women's health is way better than Samsung's. So when it comes to customizability, both of these being Android watches are both pretty customizable in a lot of different ways. And when it comes to, the brightness of the displays, the font size, the vibration settings, the alarms, all these different things, they both do a good job at that. But the Galaxy Watch actually goes beyond that and offers even more. So with the Galaxy Watch, not only can you make the font size bigger or smaller, you could also make it bold. You could change the font style as well. Now you can make the font bigger on the Garmin watch, but it's not as big, and you definitely can't bold it like you can on the Samsung. The Galaxy Watch also wins when it comes to watch faces. They look a lot better in my opinion than the native ones that Garmin offers. But both of them, you can get a variety of different watch faces. With the Garmin watch, you actually have a lot more options out there. With Samsung, if you set an alarm, you can say what the alarm is for. You could say, this alarm is for 5 p.m. to give my cat her allergy medication. You can type in specifically what you want to say. And the same thing goes for text messages. You can type out exactly what you want to say, or you can use presets. With the Garmin watch, when it comes to, for one, responding to text messages, there are presets, you can't type it out. And for two, when it comes to your alarms, there's presets. You could say this is the timer to wake up or to work out or for a reminder, but they don't let you say exactly what it's for. I definitely think that Samsung has overall better customizability. Now, the next difference is the apps and the widgets. Now, when it comes to Garmin and Samsung, they kind of go about things a different way. I feel like Garmin is we are doing fitness, activity tracking. We don't really care about, smart features like having little games you can download or having WhatsApp built in or whatever. They just are keeping it like activity, which some people like. Where Samsung is more we want to have this watch be basically an extension of your phone. We want to have it be a mini phone. Basically everything you do on your phone, but on your watch in a smaller form factor. So there's an abundance of different apps, do all these different things. So you can go ahead and you can download tic-tac-toe to play against someone or something, little games on your watch. So that's something that, you know, you can find there that you can't find on Garmin. There's a lot more apps available with the Samsung Watch. With Garmin, it's definitely just a watch. It is not trying to be a phone, and you don't have as many apps available. There are external apps you can get. Most of Garmin's apps are fitness-based apps. They are centered around, you know, your health, your fitness, working out. They are not so much, you know, external apps to play things on and for entertainment. So it really depends on what you're looking for there. So the final difference between the Galaxy Watch 6 and the Venu 3S is, call it maybe standalone features. Basically, I'm talking about what the watch can do without a phone. Now, with the Galaxy Watch 6, you need your smartphone to do a lot. So you wear your watch to sleep at night, for example. You need to then in the morning connect it to your smartphone for your smartphone to get that data, process it, figure out how you slept, and then send that back to your smartwatch for you to see. Same thing goes for if you want to get your blood pressure, if you want to get your EKG or ECG, depending on where you live, whatever you call it. Your smartphone has to process all of that stuff in the Samsung Health app and then send it back to your smartwatch for you to view. Now with Garmin, it's completely different. You could, if you choose to, set up and use your Garmin Venu 3S completely independent without a phone. You could go ahead and track all your activities on there, track your heart rate, your calories burned, all of your metrics, everything without a phone. The only thing that you couldn't do, can't use your voice assistant, you can't get, you know, smartphone notifications. And even if you are connected to your phone, which most people probably are, everything is processed in the smartwatch. You wake up in the morning, within a few seconds, all of your sleep data is on your smartwatch. You do not need to connect it to your phone to get that. And I think that is fantastic. Now, when it comes to which one I prefer, I would go with the Garmin Venu 3S. Now, some of you are probably like, surprise, surprise, you love Garmin. I do love my Garmin watches, but this is not sponsored. This is just my opinion here. And I also love the Samsung Galaxy Watch here. But the biggest determining factor for me is the battery life is not good on the Galaxy Watch. And I am not someone who wants to charge my smartwatch every single day. With the Garmin watch here, I actually do like the color options more. Love that it can do everything on its own. I don't really need to rely on my phone, and it tracks my activities really, really well. And I love that the GPS is super reliable because I do like to do, you know, outdoor activities. But overall, I think both of these are great smartwatches. And honestly, whichever one you choose, I don't think you'd be disappointed, but that's my preferences there. Let me know which one you guys would choose. Would you choose the Galaxy Watch 6 or would you choose the Garmin Venu 3S? Drop that in the comments below. I'm super interested to hear what you guys have to say. And if you guys are looking to pick up either of these smartwatches today, I've gone ahead and left a link down in the description for you to use. And if there's anything I missed today that you want to know, just go ahead and drop a comment below. I do read all the comments, so I'll definitely get back to you. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.